All right. Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew Cain, along with Coach Kim Jones. Just wanted to introduce ourselves and talk about our program today. So, like I said, I'm Dr. Matthew Cain. I'm an assistant professor of exercise science at San Diego Miramar, and I also direct the strength and conditioning program there. I'm also the founder of Health and Human Movement, Inc., which is my own company where we target all different types of wellness as it relates to strength and conditioning and personal training and ergonomics, just workplace efficiency. And I'm going to get over to Kim just to introduce herself and talk a little about her.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Coach Kim Jones here, and it's interesting. I'm actually in between. I'm in a transitional phase. So I was a collegiate level strength and conditioning coach, and now I'm still doing strength and conditioning, but self-employed through my company, Jones Strength Integrative Performance, where I have kind of two branches of my business. One is being a functional medicine health coach, where I help people establish and build sustainable lifestyles. And then the other branch is similar to Coach Cain, is performance-based and getting people to develop efficient movement patterns, decrease their pain, get stronger. And I'm excited about this program that Coach and I put together. And I think, Coach, if you want to kind of break down exactly a little more details about it.
Yeah, so we created this 12-week program, this training program, with the circumstances right now, it can be done at home, it can be done in a weight room, body weight and weighted. A lot of our college athletes, if not all of them, use this. But the purpose of this program is to improve athleticism, whether you're in the general population and you used to be that 24-hour fitness superstar on the basketball court versus, someone who's playing collegiate level professional sports. And the idea of this is to obviously address movement efficiency, to get you better movers, but to get you stronger, faster, quicker, your ability to jump higher, to hit all those elements. So we address all variables of athletic performance, and we believe everyone truly is an athlete. So that's what the program entails. And like I said, with the current circumstances, you could do this in your living room all the way to doing this in a weight room. So it gives you a bunch of variation where it can fit your need. So, when we talk about the formatting of our program, you'll see it. It's not a circuit-based program, and we label everything A and B. So that's what we call a superset. So 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So let's give an example of what we would do. So maybe we'll do a split squat, and we would superset that. 1A split squat, 1B, we have a core exercise. You would do one set of split squat, then one set of core, and then you would repeat it. But with that being said, the format is pretty straightforward. It's not a circuit. So you might do 1A and rest a little bit before you go to 1B. And we're going to have all different types of athletes. They're going to be all different training ages, right? You might have been training for 10 years or none. So beginners, if you have no experience with a qualified strength and conditioning coach, or you have very, very little, make sure that you start body weight and you're on the lower rep end range. So you're doing, if it says 2 sets of 2 to 4 of 8 to 10, you're doing more of 2 sets of 8, 3 sets of 8 with just body weight alone. Now you can progress to lightweight over the course of this program, but movement patterns are the most important. And then with intermediate, you can add weight, right, if you would like. And just very progressive. So intermediate would be 1 to 3 years. And then advanced, you guys have been lifting, for multiple years. Your body best, and we would prefer that you add weight. But make sure you follow the program, right, as it is. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4.
Yeah, if I can interject real quick, I think also with intermediate, I would say, because we're in this shutdown and a lot of people are having to do these exercises at home, we don't know where your baseline is. And so for intermediate, if you've kind of been doing something, but it isn't really structured, maybe it's more bodybuilding affiliated, it's not really like a performance-based program, I think that constitutes intermediate. And I think advanced would also be people who have been adhering to some sort of training program. If you haven't really missed a beat and you've got that experience with a strength and conditioning coach, I think you can hop right in. But Coach and I were talking earlier about leaving your ego at the door. It's like, you got to check your ego at the door. And if with certain movements, your mechanics aren't that sound, you don't have to wait it, whether you are in that intermediate or advanced group. The most important part is full range of motion. We've got videos linked to all the exercises. So execution, full range of motion is and efficiency is more important than how heavy it is. if you don't feel confident in the movement.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So make sure the movement patterns are obviously, especially under load, even if it's body weight, because that's a load in itself, where you're doing it properly. You're not sacrificing technique just to move a little bit more or add a little bit more weight. We're trying to decrease the risk of injury and improve athleticism with this program, like in all programs. So your safety is the biggest concern. And then just have the mentality, right? We have a lot on there, but less is more. In that sense, like, don't think you did 4 sets of 10, you feel great. Oh, I'm going to do one more set. If we'd say 4 sets of 10, don't go over that. And then we do have these mini series. We call them like hip series, lower ankle series. We have core matrix. We don't want you doing all those series at once, like we stated in the program. We want you to do, 2 or 3 exercises on day 1, and then you'll see on the program, save 2 or 3 exercises later.
Break them up.
Yeah. And then if you guys have any questions regarding the program, I mean, we're an email away. We'll email you back, right, within 24 hours. So just email us. We'll answer any questions you have. But just make sure, like Coach said, you take your ego out of the window, or you take your ego out, you follow the program. And if you're truly a beginner, start body weight, intermediate, right, you can weight it a little bit, and then advanced, right, you can do it all. But even if you were an advanced level athlete and you did this body weight because you have no weight, it would still be very beneficial. So just remember that at the end of the day. Now, so recovery principles that we were going to talk about, we were going to touch on a couple. One is listen to your body. Like, for example, if you have to save one of the runs for the weekend, save one of the runs for the weekend. We understand that weightlifting or training is going to provide a little bit of discomfort, but we do not want to have you injured at all, right, at the end of the day. With recovery principles, though, I would say look into rest intervals. That's a huge thing that I think is missed in our field. Listen to your body while you're training. So if you're doing some counter movement jumps and you're jumping up in the air for 4 sets of 3, make sure you're resting in between those sets so you can maximally jump that next set, right? Don't circuit base this, like I say, like you only rest 20 seconds and you jump again. If you need to rest a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, even 4 or 5 minutes, just because maybe your training age isn't that high, or you're just out of shape right now because you haven't been training for a while, listen to your body. Next, I would say sleep is huge. Hopefully you guys are getting sleep right now, but we're aiming anywhere from 7 to 9 hours, right, of sleep, especially for our younger athletes, at a consistent time. And we want you to train similar times every day. So if you train at Monday at 10 a.m., we want you to train Tuesday at 10 a.m. or around there, so it gives you adequate time to recover. If you train 8 o'clock at night on Monday and then wake up early in the morning and train at 6 a.m. Tuesday, your recovery is not going to be where it needs to be. You're going to grow the most and you're going to become the most athletic in recovery phases, not during training. Your training breaks down your body. You need adequate recovery ultimately to prepare you for, right, to increase that athleticism and prevent injury.
Most definitely. Muscles are torn in the gym, but they're built in the bed. So you've got to get your sleep because, as Coach said, that's when the majority of your recovery happens. And I wanted to add 2 things to that. One, just as you should be training around the same time each day, it's also beneficial to have in regards to sleep hygiene, having very similar times that you're going to sleep each night. So there is flexibility, I would say, between 30 and maybe 45 minutes. If you can keep that sleeping window when you start to go to sleep around the same time, that will benefit your recovery. And this is something that I tell my athletes all the time, but you got to watch the blue light and the digital screens before you go to bed. So if you want to have really deep restorative sleep, and it's tough because a lot of us, especially during these times, we're stuck to our phones, but that artificial light will give you a second wind. And next thing you know, your cortisol is through the roof and you're up for 2 more hours and you're 2 hours behind your bedtime. So if you can, same bedtime within 30 to 45 minutes every night. And then also, if you can, cut the blue light, the digital screens out at least 30 to 45 minutes before you go to sleep, if not longer. That should help you get more restful night's sleep as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just put an alarm on your phone. If you go to bed at 9, put your phone away at 8.
Yeah.
Right? Try to make it simple. It's hard to do. I mean, coming from me, I'm telling you right now, I'm always on the phone. But yeah, just biggest thing is we want you to have fun over this program. We want you to get a little more athletic. Even after, let's say you purchased this program and you got into the weight room in 3 months and you decided to use weight with this program, it would be a great program to follow. We use evidence-based, obviously, methods throughout this entire program. So if you ask us a reason why we do something, we're going to have an answer for it. It's just not a guessing game. And then a few other things to just end off before we send you off. Majority of our earnings, right, with mine and Kim, we're going to donate it to an organization of our choice. We have passionate organizations that we truly care about. I'm going to have one. She's going to have one. And that's what we want to do, just to help people right in need for right now. And then also later this week, after you receive the program, we're actually going to provide freebies, and we're going to send you that to the email list. So just look out for those. So again, I'm Dr. Matthew Cain.
Coach Kim Jones. And Coach, let me interject real quick. I forgot, in regards to, I think this goes into the recovery category, and just overall, just fueling is what we eat. So nutrition, I forgot to mention that. To keep it very simple, I think where people get into trouble, especially athletes, is we get into time crunches because we don't prepare and eat in advance, and we may grab something very quick. And convenience food isn't what you want to fuel yourself off of this program. And to keep it very simple, I like to say single ingredient carbs are your best friend. And so though there's a debate about grains, whether we should or should not be eating them, I'll say this, I'll keep it simple. Yams, 1 ingredient. Potatoes, 1 ingredient. Rice, whether you believe we should or should not be eating it. Rice, brown rice, that's 1 ingredient. Gluten-free oats, that's 1 ingredient. Obviously, your fruits and vegetables, those are carbs too. So I'm not saying you have to eat 100% clean the whole time, but I think that's where people get in trouble, is with the carbohydrates. And with the wrong carbs, it might jack your energy up and get your blood sugar up really high, but you may crash halfway through the workout if it's not the right type of food. So you want to make sure you're eating the right balance of foods that can get you through the lift. And so a nice little carb protein combo would be good. And there is no one size fits all. So experiment based off of what phase, how intense the day is, what's prescribed for that day. This is your time to really experiment to see what foods fuel you properly and get you through the more high intensity days than the lower intensity recovery type of days. And if you want more info, Coach said you can reach out to us. We'll have our emails in our intro letter. Feel free to reach out to me, and I can assist with any kind of nutritional type of needs and coaching.
Absolutely, guys. So, hey, we hope you enjoy the program. Get after it, hold yourself accountable, and we'll go from there. All right. We hope you like it.